Hello guys, welcome back everyone to another video of Pocket Plan project, and today we are going to build our the plan page which will allow us enter our income, monthly bills such as food, transport, subscriptions and other data. And then based of these data we can build our charts such as bar chart of the expenses and savings and also the income. So let's do that. But before that, I want to fix one bug in our project, that is this one. This function currently have a bug. If you can spot, we are calling await cookies dot get session token. This value is always true because we are not accessing its value here, so it is always going to be true. So here we need to add a dot value, and before it we need to add a question mark also and check if it is undefined. So undefined, then it is the correct way of approaching this. So let's test it. Let's go to the localhost or sign in. To first sign in the user, and we need to pass the correct credential here, and I have entered the wrong password here. So 123456 and click on sign in. Then we are logged in. Let's confirm it. Okay, we are logged in. Now let's log out and see if it redirects to the sign in page. Okay, I have clicked on sign out button but nothing is happening. Or maybe we just need the dot get here and check if it is undefined, because it is returning request cookie or undefined. So let's check here. Let's save the code and refresh the home page. Let's check it if it is logged in or not. We are currently signed in. Let's click on sign out and nothing is happened. Okay, so now I understand why this code is not running, because in NextJS app router project we can't delete and get the session token cookie in the same request. So what we can do is this: we can remove this block of code and just pass success as true, because we are just signing out the user. So let's save it and now test it. Let's go to auth log sign in actually and open the developer tools and pass the correct credentials here, 123456, and sign in. We have a session token here, and if we click on logout or sign out button, then we should be taken to sign in page and our session token has been gone. So this is the correct behavior. So let's save it and close this. Let's also commit the changes to our GitHub repository. So git status and git add git commit dash m. It is update sign out logic and session management. So let's push the code to GitHub. So git push origin main and everything is good. So now let's work on our plan page. So let's close all of this and go to the app folder and create a new folder here called plan, and we just call it plan. So next we need to create a page.tsx file here and create the function or component I should say. So export default async function, and for this plan, and we need to return a div here just to verify it is working or not. So div this is plan page. Let's save it and go to the route here. So localhost 3000 and plan. Okay, we are seeing the route is working. Let's also add some classes to div here. So flex one and overflow auto. And also if we look at our Gemini project here, we don't have a proper plan page here, or I should say the budget input page. We have a start budgeting link here that takes us to the dashboard page. So we don't have a proper budget input page. So we will be going to create our own input page, that is the budget input page, and let's do that. So let's minimize this and let me just quickly create it for you. And one more thing, I have a proper structure of our plan page that would be having. So first we have a header just like in every page, then we have a hero section here with title pocket plan and a paragraph or content I should say saying enter your economy, view and track your progress towards goals. Then we have plan form. Inside we have fields such as income, monthly bills, food, transport, subscriptions, etc. Then we have a submit button and a footer. So this will be our plan page UI and structure. So let's create that. Okay, so I have created the UI of our plan page and here it is how it is looking. So let's maximize. First we have a hero section here with title pocket plan. Then we have a paragraph or content of hero section that says enter your economy, view and track your progress towards goals. Then we have income field here, then monthly bills, foods, transport, subscriptions and miscellaneous fee. Then we have a beautiful submit button. Overall, it is a pretty simple budget input page that's just beautiful in its simplicity. So let's close all of this and let me show you the code. So first we have a div section here which covers the page content. Then we have a title section here, or I should say hero section. Then we have a plan form which includes the states for our input fields, and then we have a form tag here. Then we have a div tag here which is the input for income, and here is the input field. Then we have monthly bills div. Then similarly we have food, transport, etc. bills. You can just look at the code, and here I've commented these error messages and successful messages when we are submitting our form with use action state hook, which I have commented here. So we will be using use action state hook to submit our form action, and here is the initial action state of our use action state hook, which I have created in lib TypeScript and util.ts file, which have a success as boolean, errors as string array, and a message as string. And to show you the more folder and file structure I have created for this plan page, I have a plan folder inside components folder which contains the plan form, and we have a plan folder inside app also which contains the page.tsx file, that is the root file of our page. So this was the UI part of our plan page. Now let's work on other things of our page, such as protecting this page from accessing by not signed in users. So what we can do is we can create a new function inside our Firebase, let's create a new file inside our lib and Firebase, called it verify session. So let's call it verify session.tsx, and here we need to define a new function, export async function, and call this verify session, and it will take no parameters and it will return a promise of decoded id token from Firebase admin auth. Okay, so inside this function we need to copy paste few things from our API and create session.ts file. So we need to copy these. So let's copy these here inside our verify session function, and we need to import these. So let's import it from Firebase admin app, and this also from Firebase admin app, and this also from Firebase admin app. And we need to append this line to ignore the errors of TypeScript. Then we need to import the get app function also from Firebase admin app. Then we need to say if not Firebase app, then we need to throw a new error. So throw new error that Firebase app is not initialized, and that's fine. Else we need to get the session token. So session cookie, let's capitalize the C here, session cookie equals await cookies from next headers and get the session token cookie. So session token dot value, and we need to check if session cookie is not true, then we need to redirect the user. So redirect from next navigation to sign in page, that is auth sign in, and else we need to verify our session cookie here. So let's return await get auth from Firebase admin auth, and we need to pass the Firebase app. Then we need to verify session cookie and pass the session cookie here. So session cookie, and we need to pass the check revoked as true. So this verify session cookie will return our decoded ID token that we need. So let's save it and let's go to the plan page. Then here we can call our verify session function and get the decoded token. So const decoded equals await, because it is a server component we can use await here. So await verify session from live firebase verify session, and that's all what we need. Then we can get the user ID from here. So let's equals destructure the decoded here and get the UID of user and check here. If UID is falsy, then we need to redirect the user to auth and sign in page from not this import but from next navigation. So let's import the correct import here, and that's all we need to do to protect our route here. So let's check if it is working or not. So let's go to the home page and check if we are signed in or not. So let's refresh the page and click on profile. So currently we are not signed in and we should not be able to go to the plan page. So let's go to the plan page here, and it has redirected us to the sign in page. That means our logic of verify session is working correctly. So now let's sign in with correct credentials, abc@gmail.com, password 123456, and click on sign in. We should be able to sign in. Okay, we are able to sign in. Then we need to go to the plan page by clicking on start planning, and we should be able to access the page. So let's click on that and we are successfully into the pocket plan input page. So this was all the logic for verifying our session and protecting the route. So the next thing we need to do is actually able to submit the pocket plan data into our database. That is a Firebase Firestore database. So let's remove these comments here, and we need to create a new action here. So let's create a new action folder here inside our root directory. Let's call it actions, and inside it we need to create a new file called, let's call it plan.ts. Then let's define our plan submit action here. So export async function and call this plan submit action, and it will receive a prev state as of type action state type, and second parameter will be form data. So let's call it form data of type form data, and it will return a promise of action state type. So let me just quickly create the validations and get the input fields from our plan form here and validate them. Okay, so I have created our variables from the form data of plan form. You can verify it. We are getting from form data.get income and form data.get rent and etc. Then we have a const error string array here that just be going to hold our error messages and return any errors if there are any errors. And if there are no errors, we are just going to create a new plan that I have defined in my lib TypeScript and plan.ts file and exported it. So we have created a new type here called plan type, and it holds the income field which is a number. Then we have a rent of type number, EMI of type number, and so on. The important thing is that these are all optional except the income, because income must be compulsory to create a plan and create a dashboard out of it. So let's go to our plan form now and import the plan form submit action here. That is the plan submit action here, and we should be good to go. Okay, so now let's pass the action here inside our form. So action equals form action, and let's uncomment our, so let's uncomment these should be not giving any errors now, and everything is good to go. So now what we need to do is actually store our new plan object inside our Firebase database. So let's go to our Firebase first. So let's go to Firebase and go to the console first. So let's open the console first here and open the project here. Then we need to go to the build and click on Firestore database. and the page has loaded and it is saying Cloud Firestore, real-time updates, powerful queries, automatic scaling and MongoDB compatibility. So let's click on create database here, and we are going to use standard edition for our project. So let's click on next. Then we need to define database ID and location. Database ID is default, and location we need to specify in India. So where it is India. So my current city is actually Delhi. We can define Delhi here. Okay, after you set this location, you cannot change it later. Okay, that's totally fine. Click on next here, and we should start in production mode because we don't need any restrictions here for our database now. So let's click on create and we should be good to go. Okay, so our database has been created by Firebase, and currently it holds nothing because no data is inputted here. And if we go to rules tab here are the rules defined for our database. So here you can check we are defining some rules here, and let's click on data. So let's go to the Firebase documentation and click on the fundamentals here, and then we need to go to build, and here we need to click on Firestore, and this will open our Firestore introduction, how we can set up and use this. So you can read it at your own pace, but we are going to click on standard edition, then we are going to click on add and manage data, and then we are going to click on add data. So this will be showing us to how we can add data to our Firebase Firestore database. So first we need to click on web modular API, not actually web modular API, actually NodeJS, because we are using server action in our NextJS app router project. First we need to initialize our own server. We have already done this. Then we need to go on set a document. We can create a const object here called data and pass the fields here. Then we need to say const res, which is for response, I think. Then we need to say await db.collection cities.doc la.set data. But before that we need to get the Firestore here. So const db equals get Firestore. We need to do that first. Then we need to do this line of code. So let's do that. So let's open our plan submit form here, and we need to first verify our session. So const decoded equals await verify session. We need to call it, and then we need to destructure the decoded variable. So const uid equals decoded, and we need to check if uid is falsy, then we need to throw new error. So throw new error saying user id not found. And if we have a correct user, then we need to call the get firestore method here. So const db equals get firestore from Firebase admin firestore, I think. Let's check it here. From we are getting from Firebase admin firestore. Okay, that's correct. So let's get it here. Then we need to say const dog ref equals await, I think, await db dot collection. Let's name our collection as plans. Then we need to say dot doc, and we can pass the uid here to create a unique document for our plans of every user. And then we can say await doc ref dot set, and we can pass our new plan object here. So this will create a new plan in our database with variables and fields that we have defined here and values that we are getting from here. And here we don't need actually await here, so we can do just like this only. And if everything is good, then we need to return a successful message here. So return success as true. Then we need to return errors as errors and message as, and we can say successfully created the plan, successfully created the pocket plan, I should say. So pocket plan, and that's all what we need to do. And we are getting some errors here from verify session, import cookies, And the error why we are getting is because we are missing a use server directive here. So we need to add the use server directive at the top of our action file. So let's save it and the error should be gone now. So now let's test our pocket plan budget input form here. So let's refresh the page and we should be logged in. Okay, we are logged in as Shubham Singh with the email abc@gmail.com. Let's input income as 20,000 here. So 20 1 to 3,000. Rent is let's say 5,000 and total EMI let's say 2,500. Utilities let's say 1,200 and food for groceries let's say 2,200 and dining let's say 1,800 and for fuel let's say 600 and for cab let's say 750 and commute let's say 450 only, let's say. And for subscriptions OTT let's say 400 and for software as services let's say 350 and apps 250 or 220 I should say, let's say 220. And for miscellaneous let's add a amount of let's say 2,300. And if I now click on submit button we should see a successful message here. So submit and successfully created the pocket plan. So let's check it in the Firebase here. So let's go to the Firebase console and inside Firebase Firestore database let's refresh our page here and close our fingers, and we have a plans collection here with user ID as document, and we have all the available bills and incomes here. So we have apps cab 750, commute 450, dining 1,800 and income as 20,000, utilities as 1,200 and many more fields. So I think we are successful in creating our pocket plan form and submitting that data into the database. That's what we have aimed for this video. And let's check if we do not provide the income, then what happens. We should see an error message here. So let's maximize this and let's not enter any income here and click on submit. So we should see an error message here. And we don't see an error message here. Submitted the form to the database. Let's check it. Let's refresh here and we are seeing income as none, which is an undefined value for numbers. And we should remove this and here because it is not correct, because we are checking for income falsy and income is equals to 0, that we don't want. We want the OR operator here. So let's save it and test it again. So let's not provide any income here and click on submit button, and then we are seeing the error message here, please enter your income. So there is a small bug that we need to fix, and we are done with this video. And also we are forgetting to commit our changes to GitHub, so let's do that before closing the video. So let me run git status here, and we have created a bunch of files in our actions, app plan, components, lib, and let's git add all of them. So git add dot and git commit dash m, and let's just say create plan page form and add database to it through use action state hook. So this is a fine commit message. I am not very good with commit messages, but it is okay. Let's git push to the origin and main, and this will push our code to GitHub. Let's refresh our GitHub repository here. So let's refresh. We should see the 13 commits actually. So the latest commit is create plan page form and add database to it through use action state hook. So I hope you have learned something from this video, and you can read the documentation of Firebase Cloud Firestore to do more in your project. I should recommend it to you to go through the documentation once. So this is it for this video. Let's see you in the another video. Bye bye.